Hello and welcome back to We Go East.
I'm Ashley.
And my name's Theo.
And today we're talking about the most surprising things about Japanese schools. In today's video we're only going to be covering elementary school and junior high school surprising things because that's where we have both taught.
A quick bit of background. Me and Ashley both came to Japan on the JET program, which helps place foreign English teachers or English speaking people into Japanese public schools to teach English.
I've taught at kindergarten, elementary school and junior high school.
Whereas I have only taught at elementary school and junior high school.
We've lived in both Hokkaido and now Kobe, so we have quite a lot of experience in multiple different state schools in Japan.
We'll start with the thing we found most surprising about schools in Japan, and that has to be the school lunches. Now in the West, we eat in cafeterias with dinner ladies serving our food, but in Japan, it could not be more different.
You may have heard that school lunches in Japan are very healthy, and that is true. A typical school lunch looks like this. Japanese school lunch generally consists of a miso soup, a bowl of rice, a plate with vegetables and some sort of meat, and always a carton of milk. But the surprising thing for me is the fact that Japanese school children are the ones that serve the lunch.
Wow.
Unlike the West where you eat in a cafeteria, in Japan, students eat in their own classrooms.
So usually there's a rota for which students are on lunch duty. It's normally 5 students and they wear the cutest outfits. They wear tiny hats or bandanas and these cute white coats to serve lunch. So one person will be serving rice, another person serving soup, and they serve it to all the children.
The homeroom teacher will also be in the room and eat with the students, and the students will serve the teacher their food.
Another thing I find surprising about this is the fact that the students always give really even portions. If it was me and I was giving out the food, I'd be getting my big vat of soup just for me.
You'd be giving your mates the biggest portion of the meat and rice.
Yeah. But that doesn't happen.
The thing I find most surprising about Japanese school lunches is that it's really, really healthy. Coming from the UK, you know, you get chips,
Pizza.
fish and chips on Friday, chips,
Whatever.
Get a cookie.
Cookie Thursdays. I'm old enough to have Turkey Twizzler Tuesdays, but Jamie Oliver sorted that out.
There was a vending machine in my school.
We had a school shop.
Panini.
Bacon butties at break. I actually enjoy the lunches. You get to eat a lot of different things that you normally wouldn't have, like weird Japanese vegetable dishes, beans. There's a lot of weird ones as well that you get, like fish with fish in a salad, dried fish, fish eggs. A couple of weeks ago we actually had Kobe beef, which I'm sure you know. It was very tasty, even though it was like the thinnest sliver of beef.
The whole system of lunch is different here. They are doing the lunch service. They all sit in the classroom and eat lunch together. And once you're finished, you still have to sit there and wait for everyone else to finish.
Yeah, it's usually about half an hour that they have to serve and eat. Now, after they finish their 10 minutes or 15 minutes of playtime, the students will all engage in cleaning time.
This is our next most surprising thing.
Yeah.
It's so strange to me that they have this cleaning time.
Yeah. In Japan, there are no cleaners, no janitors hired by the schools. The students are expected to keep the school clean themselves.
In 15 minutes.
But this is 15 minutes every single day.
It's a rota system, so they all have their own duties and it changes which part of the school they're cleaning.
Yeah.
So, you know, not some people cleaning the toilets.
All day, every day.
Every day.
Scrubbing.
Toilet man. They get brushes and little brooms and they sweep the corridors and dust things for about 15 minutes every day.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the cleaning, you know, teaching children to keep themselves clean and stuff and keep their surroundings clean. Maybe in practice they should have cleaners as well, because
they can be very lazy.
I've definitely seen some children
Sweeping.
sweeping the air and they're just kind of chatting. Sometimes they're not meant to be completely silent. They play this little cleaning jingle music.
Can you imagine in the UK if the schools were like, right kids, you're cleaning the whole school?
There's no way. It'd be a
There's no way.
riot. There'd be a riot. They're like, I'm not working for you!
Yeah.
Are you gonna pay me?
But miss, sir, I don't want to do it, sir.
You can't make me!
I guess it makes the Japanese kids a bit more respectful of stuff. You know, in the UK, kids just sort of just gum under the table,
Classic.
drawing on the table. But there's none of that. There's none of that in Japan.
No,
It's
super
all
clean.
the kids are all very, very nice and sort of
Very
well mannered.
courteous.
Miss, what's tonight's homework?
The homework, Theo, is to subscribe to We Go East and like this video.
Now, the next thing that we find really surprising about Japanese schools is the uniform policies.
Generally, in elementary school, the uniform policy is very relaxed.
Yeah.
Kids don't wear any school uniform, but on the days that they have PE, they wear their PE uniform. But there is one piece of uniform for elementary schools that every elementary student will have.
Yeah.
This is the
iconic elementary school bag.
They're so expensive. These bags cost like they cost like
500, 600 pounds.
£600.
Yeah.
And I asked someone about the bags and why they're so expensive and everything, and they said they're super durable, like they will last the whole time, and you can see why. They look like sort of like you couldn't break that. Now in junior high school, it's a whole nother thing. Uniform policies at junior high school level are renowned for being very strict indeed.
For boys, they wear trousers, a white shirt, and a very sort of heavy looking jacket thing with gold buttons.
Girls wear long skirts. They are long, they're to their like knees, and they wear like shirts. They wear like sort of
Cravat
like
thing.
like a bow tie. Cravat, isn't that like a hole in the ground?
That's a crevice.
They also wear like sweater jumpers. You know, it's all in the fashion now, but it's all from Japanese schools. Like, that's fashion at the moment. That's fashion. The other uniform is PE kit, which is some absolute swag tracksuit. And it's normally got their name, like their kanji name, like sewed onto it, and it's got the school name like down the stripes, and it's usually like Adidas or like Asics. Like, it's a big brand making all of these uniforms. Like,
Asics.
is it not Asics? The most surprising thing to me was how strict it is. It's renowned for being very, very strict, especially on the female students. For instance, no one is allowed to wear any makeup at all, and in fact the homeroom teacher will quite often have a bottle of makeup remover there with them. So if you came to school wearing some makeup, they're gonna wipe it off your face. Now there's really strict rules about dyeing your hair. Basically, you're not allowed to dye your hair at all. There have been some cases in the news recently where schools have not believed that children's hair is their natural hair. So they think because their hair is a lighter colour than black that it's been dyed, and they force the children to dye their hair, their natural hair, a darker colour.
Or they've been excluded from school.
Recently a girl sued a board of education for this exact problem. Luckily things are changing in this department, like now girls are allowed to wear trousers, some schools which they weren't before.
Another thing that we find really surprising about Japan is the sort of club culture they have here. In the UK, you know, you have 5 days of the school week, you could do 5 different clubs if you wanted. But in Japan, the clubs are taken very, very seriously here. Like, you will choose one club and you will do that club every single day. And almost every day on the weekend as well, depending on how serious your school is about your club.
And generally, like, the children aren't doing clubs outside of school, they're doing clubs at school. Especially at junior high school. They're doing the club with the school, and they're going to school every day to practice the club, including the weekends. So they're at school every single day.
Less choice, more serious is what I would say about the clubs.
There's no clubs that you go just for fun. You know, but there is in England. Like, you go to a club just for fun, like once a week, like it's not serious.
Yeah.
But that is not how it,
It's not how it
rolls
is. It's
here.
really surprising that they're super, super committed to their clubs. Now, going back into the classroom, one thing that I personally found really, really surprising is that the teachers will go to the students' classrooms, whereas in other countries, students will go to the teacher.
This means that the students basically stay in their own classroom all day, unless they have science or something.
This is really strange because, you know, Japan is a really sort of hierarchical society. And I thought when I came that, you know, it'd be like the UK where students go to the teacher, and it means that the teacher can have their own room and be set up. But in Japan, it's not like that at all.
One thing to be aware of if you ever come to Japan, but that's especially true in the classroom, is that a tick in Japan means no. It means wrong. Because it's not a tick, it's like a sort of line that they've made into a tick. And a circle means yes.
They do this often.
They do this, yeah.
Maru, circle.
So when students like stand up and like answer a question, you could just be like, that's right.
Yes.
Yes. And look like an idiot, but oh well. But this also like applies to, you know, signs everywhere, like how to use a Japanese toilet. Like a circle means go for it,
a cross means no.
a tick means don't do it. So just, you know, you should watch out for that one.
Now, the last thing that we find really surprising about Japanese schools is how independent the students are.
This might be more of a thing about Japanese society in general, but it's so noticeable in schools.
They will walk to school on their own, and The more surprising thing is they will leave school on their own and walk home by themselves.
Now this is true for even the youngest of kids, so like the first grade in elementary school. How old are they?
Like 5, 6 years old.
And they're so cute, off they go, walking home. I'm like, they all have the bags, of course, and on those bags they have this big reflective high-vis cover, so they're not going to get hit by cars. But it's really odd to see like really, really young children like riding the subway. Also, like, the independence of children here is just so noticeable, even in schools.
Yeah.
For instance, if, like, there's nothing to do in a class, like, say something's gone wrong and, like, the kids have some free time in a class, they'll start studying on their own. Even at elementary school, they'll, like, start doing their own independent study. They won't just muck about, like...
No riot like in a UK classroom. Teacher leaves it like... lobbing stuff, chucking stuff, standing up.
If the teacher had to leave a classroom for like whatever reason, like the kids would immediately start like doing their own work.
Silence. And that's it for this video. Those were the most surprising things about Japanese schools.
Of course, there's many more things that are different and surprising about Japanese schools, but these are the ones that we found really surprising when we first arrived and that are really different from our home country.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments which one you found most surprising. And if you enjoyed the video, remember to smash the like button.
And subscribe.
And subscribe for more videos. We'll see you next Friday.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye. Sayonara.